it!
Bro, why do we have fighting game villains keep coming back from the dead? Well, I'm basically going to explain that it's something with one reason that I will get to later in the video, but overall, since we're in the middle of October, and we're about a couple months away since 2024 is over, and 2025 will begin, goddamn. Yeah, since Halloween is around the corner, I thought of something kind of spooky related, since there's certain fighting game villains that are technically rising from the dead, pretty much. And we're going to be talking about some 3 significant figures who are very popular in the fighting game franchise. Bison. Obviously, it was pretty much destined to come back at some point. Like, I don't know what Capcom was thinking when they originally had Bison be DLC in the first place, but overall, I think he looks really fun to play in Street Fighter 6. I think they did a much better job with his story rather than continuing this version of Bison that we are all similar with since Street Fighter 2. I will give the spoilers for World Tour mode at least, so spoilers if you don't want to click through the rest of it, but hey, go for it.
If you are in search of strength, then we shall cross paths again.
Bison basically comes back from the dead, and he doesn't have a sense of his memories back. Like, he doesn't remember any of the last couple games. Like, he is basically on a quest to reclaim his title as Bison, or Lord Bison, if you want to call it that way. You do some side quests here and there in the main quest for Bison to complete his journey, pretty much. And there's a little special cutscene that happens during his ending.
Who are you? I am Shadow. Then you shall be me.
This version of Bison doesn't want to be the old Bison that we previously remembered from Street Fighter 2 from the last few games. He is basically going on the path of strength instead of the path of being a villain, which I actually find really interesting, because not only did they bring back a really popular character from the dead, it's even crazier that he's on a different quest now and doesn't want to claim a different title of Bison, and basically just wants to seek strength similar to Akuma, basically. So he's gone on an entire Akuma arc, apparently. So there's a good chance we might maybe see him in Street Fighter 7 at some point, but hey, I'm not complaining. Overall, Bison's gameplay still looks really fun. His World Tour stuff is pretty interesting. Matter of fact, they completely are done with like the whole Bison storyline, or Shadowloo's storyline with him. But yeah, that pretty much sums it up for Lord Bison himself, because he is a character that is very well loved and by the fighting game community. And I would say that it was pretty much obvious that they were going to bring him back at some point in shape or form. But now we gotta move on to another character that is one of my personal favorite fighting game villains in Tekken. Matter of fact, I would say Tekken villains. Like, you're probably gonna say, oh, it's Brian Fury, or no. It's one of the infamous old man from all the way in Japan. His name is...
Heihachi!
Oh yeah, this man is completely back from the dead. I don't know how, personally, because I watched apparently his cutscenes on the DLC that they recently dropped for Tekken 8, and apparently they explained, I mean, the dumbest retcon you will ever see in Tekken. Y'all remember when Kazuya threw his father into the lava? Y'all remember that?
Oh my god, bro. Hell no.
Oh no, this can't be.
Apparently a Tibetan monastery monk comes out of nowhere and saves his ass, and he goes into a whole isolation place. He learns from all these monks. He forgets his memory too, keep in mind. And then I think later on in the story, he does probably one of the most insane feats I've ever seen a fighting game character ever do. This man literally headbutts an entire meteorite falling in the earth, keep in mind, in his direction, and He headbutts it completely out of the blue and destroys it, and it basically spikes his hair up and he gets his memory back, and that basically means that we are screwed. Heihachi is officially back. This man is unkillable.
Go on now! Why are you still here? Why are you still here?
I find it really funny too that now that he is officially back, he is now going to be interacting with his son, his grandson, his daughter, which is Reina Mishima, keep in mind. Well, nobody's ever going to stop M. Bison or Heihachi. These two people are unkillable to the point where they could be brought back by popularity. I find it funny that all the interactions we've had throughout the series so far, Heihachi literally says this juicy little gem right here during his interaction with Kazuya. Heihachi, my brother in Christ, you literally had a Tibetan monastery monk literally save you from knee-deep lava. Like, you did not die immediately from all that. You got saved at the last minute. And you know what's even crazier too? Kazuya was looking straight down when this was all happening. So are we not going to be aware to the point where he... Did he not see the Tibetan monastery monk? Like, I'm really confused. Like, this is easily the dumbest retcon, but again, it's really something because Heihachi is a character that has been brought back many times, and obviously it ain't too surprising for Tekken fans, but for me, as someone who's been playing since Tekken 7, I've basically looked up all the lore at this point with this series and understand how this man is basically undefeatable now. Like, if a meteorite couldn't stop him, then who else is gonna stop him at this point? It sure as shit ain't gonna be Azazel. Jokes aside, this DLC is pretty cool, because they do have a bunch of cool interactions you can get with certain characters and costumes and all that stuff, but then again, I'm not going to talk about that because I've already mentioned it in a video before, linked down below. Make sure to subscribe too. Last character that I'm probably going to mention throughout this entire video, he's kind of in my thumbnail for a split second, but you can kind of see him, or you could, pretty much. Since now that we have mentioned that M. Bison and Heihachi have come back, there might be one other infamous video game villain dad coming from Southtown.
Bring it on! I'll destroy you all!
Oh yeah, I mean it. Geese Howard is definitely coming back for sure. I know that his death is pretty much like canon now that they've moved forward with like Mark of the Wolves and City of the Wolves at this point. But I mean, come on, man. The only point I could ever see Geese coming back in any way, shape, or form in a Fatal Fury game is obviously DLC, because M. Bison and Heihachi are literally DLC in their new games. Specifically, if City of the Wolves ends up putting like Geese Howard or Nightmare Geese specifically, I think that would be really shocking though. I don't think it would be canon, because the other stuff would have to be canon. Like SNK, I don't want any expansion DLC BS saying that Geese has been alive this entire time, alright? We're not gonna pull off a Heihachi. Let this man stay dead for reals, and let Nightmare Geese just be like another DLC thing, alright? Just saying, as an SNK fan, that's just how it works. I think that's about it for this video. Fighting game villains never stay dead. They always come back in some shape or form, and the main shape and reason for it is popularity. Because these characters have been in these games for decades upon decades, and always will get a new spot no matter what the decision will be for these companies. Rather, if Capcom or SNK or Bandai even manages to do anything else with their characters, let's just hope it changes it for the better. But yeah, I think that's about it for this video. What are your thoughts on this fighting game villain resurrection nonsense? Let me know down below. Yeah, that's about it. See ya.